takes financial burden that is exponential because of the remote lifestyle that we have. Everything has to be barged in or flown in. So it takes a lot of planning, a lot of work. It's like the strength of Kako is also our greatest weakness, which is its remote location and its ability to minister to people where we're right here in the middle of where everyone is that we're trying to reach for the Athabascan and Yupik people groups. But it's also that weakness of it's going to cost a lot to do it, and it takes a lot of miracles to make it happen. When people come to Kako, they get out of the plane and they're like, wow, look at this place. Where did this all come from? Well, Kako might have been established on a gold mine in the 30s, but we've built all new buildings and have to keep replacing the infrastructure as it wears out. Generators only last so many years. Airplanes motors have to be replaced when they wear out every 2,000 hours. And now we're getting to the point after Kako's been here with all the buildings and everything for about 30 years where they're actually needing to get replaced. You know, door sills are rotting out, foundations are starting to get old. An evangelical, non-denominational, faith-based ministry has a board of directors and is a 501c3 nonprofit. We work with all evangelical denominations.
Part of all this and is that because Kako is so remote, everything costs more. Logistics, movement of materials is both expensive and time-consuming.
The maintenance things of the fuel that it takes and the food that goes into all the events in the summer camp are just kind of like the regular maintenance costs. Keeping the airplanes going, the four-wheelers, the snow machines, the chainsaws, all the things that we do to keep the camp available for people to come is what we consider the basics. Our fuel bill each year, which has gone up this year, is roughly $40,000 for 5,000 gallons of avgas, $50,000 for 10,000 gallons of diesel, and about $10,000 for propane for every year that we run in our water heaters and our stoves. And the generator uses the diesel fuel, the airplanes use the avgas. The grocery bill for the summer was over $30,000.
Food is another difficult commodity to bring in, as are any kind of repair parts, any kind of maintenance parts, because they generally have to be flown into Bethel, again, through a major air carrier. Then from there they get flown oftentimes by small planes, commercial air carriers, into Russian Mission, which is only about 6 or 7 minutes away. But then they drop all that cargo on the airport there at Russian Mission, and then we have to send planes from Kako down to pick up all that cargo. And the other day, for example, we had about 5,000 pounds of cargo on the runway, and one pilot spent, I think, made 3 round trips to go pick up things. I made 5 round trips myself personally, so I think we made 8 round trips to pick up all the cargo, which was primarily food, so that we could have food for camp for the summer. The cost of the food is, of course, what we're all used to paying, but then the transportation cost for that is almost the same amount as the food itself. Maybe not quite, but probably 80% of the cost of the food, again, just to get it all the way out here to Kako.
This spring we had 2 annuals to do on our airplanes. Normal annual cost about $5,000, but one of the planes needed a prop overhaul just for wear and hours. That was $6,500 we weren't counting on. But every once in a while we have to do something extra, something special. We just got some new boilers in the lodge a few years ago, which was a huge help and a fuel savings. And we just picked up an airplane, a third airplane for the camp, a Cherokee 6. We have an exciting project. We were able to pick up an excavator so we can put the road and the water pipes back together and the ponds that washed out.
And this year we decided to buy some additional kayaks for our little pond out here. We bought them at Walmart, and they had to be driven to a location where a barge could pick them up. The barge picked them up in Nenana, Alaska, floated down the Yukon River some, 700 miles, all the way down to our Kako landing. At that point, those kayaks get dumped off at our landing, and we have to find a way down the 6.5 mile trail, which is sometimes muddy, sometimes potholed, sometimes washed out, to haul them back up so we can use them at camp. The net effect of that is we pay for the cost of the kayaks, we pay to ship them from Anchorage, in this case, up to Fairbanks and north, and then we pay to ship them on the barge to get them down to our location, and then we have to use our valuable fuel resources and pretty much minimal transportation resources here at camp to try to find them a way to get up our 6.5 mile trail up to where we were.
We were able to purchase an excavator, which was much needed since our old one was broke down and we couldn't fix everything without it. And just the shipping on the excavator was $40,000. So we're still trying to pay for that. And we also have a new engine need coming up on the new Cherokee 6 airplane, and that's going to be about $55,000 for a factory engine for that plane. So, and we're trying to pay for the fuel for this summer, all the gas and diesel fuel and propane that we use year-round for the retreats. And we're also still looking at the rising cost of food. We're still trying to pay for shipping for that excavator. It's always a miracle when the money comes in, and you guys are a huge part of that and making those things happen for us. It's the reason we're here. It's the reason we're able to keep going and keep providing the options that we give for the people in the YK Delta. So thank you for considering investing in what we're doing out here.